Welcome to the Cumulus Community Calendar. If your group or community organization would like to spread the word about your upcoming events, email us at psa@cumulus.com. That's psa@cumulus.com, and we will include you in a future show. Here is this week's Cumulus Community Calendar.
The City of Beaumont's Recreation Division hosts its annual Moonlight Madness Bike Ride Friday, May 10th. 14-mile family-oriented ride begins and ends at Rogers Park, 1455 Dowling Road. For registration fees and more info, visit BeaumontTexas.gov or call 838-3613. The Beaumont Maypole Festival, Saturday, May 11th, Beaumont Botanical Gardens, held each spring. The Maypole Festival is a blessing of the crops and celebration of the arts for young and old alike. Lobster Fest, May 10th. Call the Chamber of Commerce for ticket information.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining us. We want to say a special thank you to Dr. Jathan Garrett. He's here today to talk about getting out and voting in a lot of areas in Southeast Texas, voting this weekend.
Beaumont, Port Arthur, Nederland, of course, school district.
So you're really here to talk about getting out and voting down in Nederland. You've got the big bond happening in Nederland, the big vote. Tell us some of the details with that, Dr. Garrett.
Well, Nederland has not built a new school since 1971. And we had a bond failure about 10 years ago. And so the citizens, along with Nederland High School administration, principals, school board, got together about 2 years ago and started to look at a plan to come together, but to include the community, to get a voice of the community, what the community wanted for the next generations to come in education. And they formed a citizens advisory committee. Everyone was invited to give input, and they gave input for about 6 months. And we put together a bond, and that bond will be voted on May 4th as Election Day.
That's actually next Saturday.
Yes.
Now, I know early voting is going on right now. Where can somebody early vote?
Yes, that would be at Nederland City Hall.
Okay.
We'll be able to vote this coming Monday and Tuesday. Polls open till 5 on Monday and 7 p.m. Tuesday. Then they'll have a break Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be no voting, and then the main election will be May the 4th for that bond, along with Port Arthur also having elections and the city of Beaumont having elections also.
Really amazing to me that the city of Nederland hasn't built a school since 1971. Tell us more about the bond. What's all involved in the bond?
Well, the citizens came together and looked at all the different options. In Nederland, they decided to build a brand new high school. The high school was built in 1971, but it was built with an open concept, poorly constructed. And so the citizens came together and said, you know what, let's see if we can't build a new facility. But, you know, that doesn't just include the main building of the high school. It also includes the Career Technology Center.
Right.
And for those that are going into technical training from welding, automotive, and our special needs students are out there, we need some updated facilities, something that the citizens of Nederland can be proud of. Right now, we're outdated. All the cities around us, they've built some brand new facilities.
Right.
Beaumont, Port Arthur has just done a tremendous job. That superintendent at Port Arthur has done an awesome job. Along with the outskirts, they've built. Bridge City has a bond going. We just been kind of sitting on the bank, just waiting and ready for something to happen good in Nederland. And I think it's important because you need young people to move into Nederland and feel like, hey, we want to establish our home in Nederland because our schools in Nederland, they want them to be state of the art. And obviously, we want them to be safe. Security plays a really big issue. I heard the other day there are 54 ways to enter Nederland High School currently.
Wow.
That's how many entrance and exits they have. And that's just not a safe environment for our students. Security has played a big role in trying to determine building a new facility, but also looking at technology. You want to have technology. You know, we're in this really nice studio that y'all have. Really impressed with what y'all have here. The technology y'all have, you don't do radio the way you did 30 years ago. It's completely different.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sitting around here. There's so many buttons here I don't even know what to touch. But that's the type of education that we want for our children. We want to have technologically savvy, where our kids come out and they understand how technology works and they've been educated with technology. You know, we just don't sit in classrooms with 40 kids in a row and the teacher goes up with a piece of chalk and teaches. It's multimedia, it's learning coming together, and those require a different type of capacity that we used to have. Even when you and I went to high school, we're getting older, but yeah.
Let's not give away our age.
Yes, we won't.
So that's Proposition A. Tell us a little bit about Proposition B.
Prop B is a brand new improvements to Bulldog Stadium. Not a new stadium, but improvements. It would be new restrooms, facilities, and really getting it up to standard. We were unable to have performances this past school year because of the weather, the wet conditions. That's Western Airs, that's band, cheer, even homecoming was affected. And so there's a push, but that's a $4.5 million expansion. Only about $1 million goes to the turf. 3.5 goes to Americans with Disabilities Act. And, we want to be able to have our senior citizens and those that may have some handicaps accessibly get into the stadium and restrooms that are appropriate and meet the needs of the visitors and the fans and everyone else. And something that we can be proud of. We have seniors that are 18 at Neyland High School, and my daughter's one of them. Mm-hmm. She voted. Yeah. And I think that's great that you're in high school and you're able to let your voice be heard. And voices will be able to be heard on May the 4th.
Again, the vote, May 4th. That's this Saturday. Dr. Jathan Garrett, thanks so much for taking the time to stop by and talk to us.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for listening to this week's Cumulus Community Calendar. For more information about these events and more, please visit this station's website. If your group or community organization would like your event to be included in an upcoming show, please email us at psa@cumulus.com. That's psa@cumulus.com. We want to help you help our community with the Cumulus Community Calendar.